Greetings, my friends, and welcome to Monster Monday. It's the spooky month of October, which means we're continuing with spooky monsters. And on today's episode, we will utilize the Shadow Demon. Okay, the Shadow Demon is an old favorite of mine. If you grew up in the 80s, you might have watched a very cheesy cartoon called Dungeons and Dragons. I am Dungeon Master, your guide through the realm of Dungeons and Dragons. And there were shadow demons in that little cartoon, and they were cute, and they were annoying, and they were like servants. Later in life, you realize that shadow demons are actually really cool, and they're a good challenge for a party. So let's go through the Shadow Demon, and then as always, I will give you some tips for how you can use your Shadow Demons to make your adventures more exciting in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons. All right, the Shadow Demon, Dave. Boop. Shadow Demons are medium fiends. They are chaotic evil, and they are challenge rating 4. Perfect if you have a couple at low level or quite a lot at mid or high level. So armor class 13, 66 hit points, 30 speed of 30 feet, flying 30 feet. Not particularly strong, but very dexterous. They have damage vulnerabilities to radiant damage. That makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, if someone's going to attack a Shadow Demon with radiant damage, it should do more damage. However, they have a lot of damage resistance and immunities. So their damage resistance is acid, fire, necrotic, thunder, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical weapons. That would make them really tough for a low-level party. Damage immunities to cold, lightning, and poison, because they're shadows. They have dark vision 120 feet. They speak abyssal, and they have telepathy of up to 120 feet. That's crazy good. All right, so their powers include incorporeal movement. The demon can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. It takes 5 force damage if it ends its turn inside an object. They have light sensitivity. While in bright light, the demon has disadvantage on attack rolls as well as wisdom checks that rely on sight. And they have shadow stealth. While in dim light or darkness, the demon can take the hide action as a bonus action. Very handy. Their attack is claws. It's a melee weapon attack, plus 5 to hit. They have a reach of 5 feet, and it affects one creature. Does 2d6 plus 3 psychic damage, or if the demon had advantage on the attack roll, it does 4d6 plus 3 psychic damage. Why would they have advantage on the attack roll? Well, if they were hidden and they got the surprise attack against the party, then shrazam. I would say that qualifies as doing extra damage. All right, so Shadow Demon, there you go. Now, a simple DM would just be like, you're in the dungeon, and suddenly you're attacked by 3 Shadow Demons. Okay, great, roll initiative, roll dice, kill things. I like to think of plot. So I ask myself, as a DM, why? Why are the Shadow Demons there? Why are they attacking the party? What does the party have, or what has the party done that has attracted the attention of the Shadow Demon? Let's think about this for a moment, shall we? Let's say the party's on an adventure. Doesn't really matter, whatever their previous adventure was, and you gave out treasure. Now at a certain point, mid-level, let's say, you're getting more than gold and copper and silver. Maybe you're finding some gems, some jewelry, a book, some history books, not magic tomes, but like, scrolls, books, historical things. Now, let's say that among the loot that you give in some random thing, that you plant this idea in the back of your head, that you're going to give them something that does not resonate as magical, and that's important, okay? Why? Because a smart party is going to do detect magic on gems and on jewelry, and they're going to try to figure out if there's anything magical amongst those things. Not magical. But I think it would be cool if you gave them some carvings, some little statuettes. Now, when you give an experienced party little statuettes, of course those players are hoping that they got some wondrous item, right? Let's say that it's not. It doesn't resonate as magical because it's not. It's just a really well-carved onyx statue, okay? What is an onyx statue of? Describe it to them. Describe it as something vaguely humanoid, a large, vaguely humanoid creature that is carved out of this statue. The statue's worn away quite a bit, so you can't tell what race it is, and not necessarily even what gender it is, but just a vaguely humanoid humanoid statue, yay big, whatever, okay? And it's made of onyx. Well, how much is it worth? Not particularly a lot. Okay. Well, I keep it. So let's say they keep it. That is the beacon for the shadow demons. That's what's going to attract the shadow demons. Why? Because it's not magical, but it's a religious object. It has religious connotations, okay? And these shadow demons are there because they want this item back. It has some important religious, evil, cult kind of value to it. And that's why the shadow demons have come for this object. Now, the players don't necessarily know that. Players just, have this encounter with shadow demons. And maybe the first encounter is one shadow demon. Or if it's a mid-level party, maybe you send 2 of them. They kill the shadow demons, they send them away, blah, 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 whatever. No problem. They continue adventuring on. As long as they have this thing, the shadow demons will keep coming. So you're basically creating a mystery that you're setting the players up to solve for themselves. Why do they keep getting attacked by shadow demons? What is this object? Now, to me, it's pretty obvious that the little black statue is what's summoning the shadow demons. So maybe you don't make it a little black statue. Maybe you make it a nice ring with like an ebony stone. An obsidian, maybe it's an obsidian ring. Or maybe you do make it magical. So they detect magic on it, and they're like, oh, this is magical. And maybe you even have it be worth something that they would want to keep it for instead of selling it. So maybe it's a +1 ring of protection, and it's made out of onyx. And you're like, dope, I'm going to keep this, right? The wizard or someone in the party decides that, hey, I want that. Okay, they all agree who gets it. Now, as long as they're keeping it, it has this religious connotation to it, and the shadow demons will keep coming for it. And then they have to figure it out. And eventually, maybe the party figures out why they keep getting attacked by damn shadow demons. Then they have to decide, do they want to keep fighting off the shadow demons and keep the ring, or do they want to give the ring to the shadow demons? And then you get into the next layer of storyline, which is, why do these shadow demons want it? Maybe the players are smart enough to interact socially with the shadow demons to try to find out why. Maybe they pin them down and they threaten radiant damage unless they say why they want the ring. And then the shadow demons, they get the shadow demons to explain that they need the ring for the ritual. What ritual? Well, that's another layer of the storyline. So then they have to figure out what this ritual is. And presumably they're a good party and they want to stop the ritual from happening. Or maybe they're an evil party and they want the ritual to happen. And they're like, how can we help, shadow demons? But either way, you've just taken a monster, which is a shadow demon, and you've created a plot hook, and now you've created this recurring encounter, and then you create a plot hook again and a story thread that can open up many, many more adventures and opportunities for how the party can discover this group of evil characters who could be led by a demon. But maybe that demon has like mortal minions who are cultists, and maybe the cultists and the shadow demons are working together to acquire the 7 artifacts that they need to complete the ritual of summoning this demon. And the ring is just one of 7. Then it's a race between the cult and the party to acquire the objects and stop the ritual from happening. So that's pretty easy, right? Hopefully you will find this useful, and maybe you'll think of a way to incorporate these ideas into one of your games. And as always, remember that you are the DM, you can scale things. So you can keep your party on its toes by not describing this as a shadow demon. You could describe it as an oily-skinned, smoky-looking creature with wispy wings and horns and fangs. Now, your party, if they're experienced, might be like, oh, it's a shadow demon. Well, give it its own name. Call it a Shagarha. I just made that up. Shagarha. Maybe they call themselves the Shagarha. And then your players are like, wow, the Shagarha keep attacking us. They don't know it's a shadow demon. Or do that and change the challenge rating. Remember that you could always scale things up or down as a DM. So maybe your party's having too easy of a time and it's not enough of a challenge. Give them more hit points. Make their claw attack, give them 2 claw attacks instead of 1 per round. Lots of different options there for how you can scale that up. Or scale it down if it's a lower level party. Give them less hit points. So a lot of different ways that you can employ the Shagarha into your campaign setting and make them recurring creatures and have a whole plot line and a story thread just based on that. So hope you found this episode of Monster Monday helpful, and I hope it adds to your spooky Halloweenish October adventures. If you end up using these, as always, please let me know in the comments. I love to hear back from you guys. And if you've done something similar in your own campaign, share it with our community in the comments below. As always, I ask you, please subscribe, like, and continue to support the channel. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.